Hello and welcome! In this video, I'm just going to give you a quick run through of the tribe theme. The tribe theme actually happens to be the very first in a new series by Notable Themes called the Signature Collection. So let's jump right into it. So in our dashboard, we've got this little tab off the left-hand sidebar called Tribes. So we'll just click that. And this is going to be all the features that we have built right into the tribe theme. So the first we'll take a quick look at is the typography section, which is kind of the bread and butter of the tribe theme. From here we can select from a nice collection of different typefaces. We can change the headline font, the body font, and we can completely give it the look and feel that we want for our particular brand. So for this one I'll go ahead and select Merriweather, and we'll go ahead and do Droid Sans just to give it a nice contrasting look. Go ahead and click Save. As you can see, just that easy, we can actually change the typography of our site. So that's been changed, as well as beyond the typography, we can also quickly and easily change the colors. So the great thing about the tribe theme is you don't have to go through and change, 15 or 16 or 20 or 30 different panels for each section of your site. You just have this small collection of colors, change those, and you're off and running. So let's just say we wanted to change all of the red to maybe a green. We can just copy and paste that. Click Save. And now we've changed the overall style, the color scheme, as well as the typography with just a couple of seconds. So I'm just going to go ahead and restore all of that to the defaults so we can go ahead and jump through and make some different changes. Okay, the next section is the appearance and content. So what you're able to do within the tribe theme is change how the overall site is structured. So by default, it's going to have a sidebar on the right, content on the left, which works great for most cases, but sometimes you want a little bit more. If you want it left justified, you can do that. As well as the sidebars, you can actually change those from right to left, or no sidebar at all. So let's say on your blog posts, this one right here, this selection right here, we wanted no sidebar. So we just click Save, jump into a post, and just that easy, we have a nice, clean reading experience for our users. So the next thing we'll take a look at, so we've taken a look at the sidebars and the overall layout. By default, our header is just HTML text, so it's going to show the site title and the site subtitle. But let's say instead we wanted an image logo. So we can select image logo. It's going to throw in an image in there just for us to reference. Click Save, and just that simple, we have an actual image in there. So this works really well if you have your own site logo, or if you have your own signature or name or a photo that you want to use. This works really well. And it works really well also if you change the actual header background color. So right now it's white. I'm going to change it to be our red. Then I'm going to upload my own logo, or select one from the media library that I've already uploaded. Click Use this image, and we'll click Save. And just like that, we've got our custom header image with a solid red background, and our site is already starting to get its own unique look and feel. So we've looked at the sidebar. You're also able to change the excerpt, or the actual excerpt that shows up on the front page. So that's going to be this area right over here. So if you wanted it to be longer, right now it's 55 words, you can change that to more or less. You can also have it show the entire post if you want, as well as the button that lets you read more text. So if I wanted to, I could say continue reading. Click Save, and it's changed that, just that simple. Okay, so the next section we can also customize is the featured image. By default, there's not going to be one displaying, but if we wanted to, we can just say in our archive section we want a thumbnail off to the left. Click Save. And now we're sporting thumbnails. After the featured image is one that says make the first paragraph larger, which does exactly that. For single blog posts, it's already enabled. And as you can see right here, the first paragraph is larger than the standard body text. This works great to kind of highlight the lead of your article or your blog post to get people to read more. So that's another feature, as well as to show the previous and next links. This again is going to be on a single blog post. So right now we can see it's actually showing a link to my next article. So it's a great way to kind of lead people through the different pieces of content on your site. The 404 page is the page that will display if somebody hits a bad link or if a page is missing. So we can see that by just going to an arbitrary missing URL. And as you can see, Tribe Theme has one already worked in here for you. But if you want to create your own, all you have to do is go into WordPress and just create a page, save it, and then select it from this list, and you can have your own 404 page and all the content in there completely customized. The next option is the custom favicon. So by default, Tribe Theme has one worked in. All you have to do is just upload a .ico file, and you can go online and you can actually just search Google and a number of different places, have it so you can just upload your own PNG, convert it to an ICO, and just upload it here, and you've got your own favicon. The sticky bar is something that we'll discuss in a little bit more detail a little bit later on. The post metadata. This is the section, if we were to jump back to the front end of our website, that appears right here below the headlines of our posts. You can customize the way that's laid out as well as the information that it includes. By default, it includes the author and the comments, but if you wanted to, you can also add in the actual categories as well. Just paste that in there. There we go. I should add an extra space just for fun. All right, give that a refresh, and there you go. You've got categories in there as well. You can enter in your Twitter handle if you wanted to as well. And this works with the short codes, which we'll explore a little bit later. If you want, you can connect your MailChimp account directly to the Tribe theme if you want to make it a lot easier to integrate your sign-up forms. And again, we'll explore how that works a little bit later on. And the last little area here is scripts. So if you are working with a developer or you are a developer, you can do quite a bit of customization within the Tribe theme, directly within the footer scripts or header scripts. So if you've got Google Analytics or something like that, this would be a great way that you can integrate that. Just save all the settings we've done so far. And beyond that, Tribe theme also has an area where you can, if you're working with a developer or if you are a developer, you can hit custom CSS and type in all your own custom CSS without having to create a child theme, which will save a lot of time. Again, custom functions, so if you want to do some PHP functions and you're that in depth with the theme customizing, you can do that right here. Okay, next we're going to take a quick look at some of the widgets and widget areas that we have in the Tribe theme. So we have 6 different areas, so a sidebar, a feature box, a sticky bar, which I mentioned earlier in the tutorial, as well as the end of post area, the footer on the left side and the footer on the right. So we've got a couple of different specialty widgets that we can use within the Tribe theme. One is the social widget, so I'll go ahead and add that so we can take a look. And the social widget will just enable us to put a number of different icons to our different social network locations in the sidebar or any widget area in our blog. So we'll just go ahead and add one real quick. Add Facebook. And for the RSS feed, all you have to do, unless you use, if you use FeedBurner or a third-party service, you can paste that URL right here. Or if you're just using your own website, so http://, let's say for example mywebsite.com, then you have to do, all you have to do is do /feed/, and that will utilize WordPress's built-in RSS feed. So what we can do is add that, click save, run to the front end, and that should be able to see over here. We've got these nice little social widgets, or these social icons that we can add anywhere in our sidebar or in any widgetized area on the site. The other one we'll take a look at is used pretty much exclusively for the feature box area, and that is the feature box widget. And the feature box essentially allows us to do an opt-in or kind of a welcome message for those visiting our website for the first time. So if you have a free ebook you want to give away, or a white paper, or some sort of incentive to get someone to opt into your website or into your email list, this is a great way to do it. So you could say, for example, get my free ebook. Here is some more information about my ebook. And if you, as I mentioned earlier, if you can connect MailChimp to your tribe theme. And if you've already done that, there's no need for an HTML form. It will automatically allow you to select which specific form or which specific list you want somebody to be able to opt into through your HTML form. Otherwise, you can just paste in Aweber or ConvertKit or any different third-party email provider, and you can place your form right here. And you'll be able to select an image. So I've already uploaded one. Here, this is a great place to put the cover for your ebook if you're doing an ebook or something like that. We'll click Save, jump to the front end. You'll see that now we've got this nice little area here. It's got a headline, it's got our picture off to the right, information right here. We'll take a quick look at the tribe theme demo page to see this up and working. So here's what that looks like when it's finalized. It's got the headline, it's got the information, it's got that image I just uploaded, and it's got a MailChimp form that was integrated directly within this page. So this is a great way to be able to, as I mentioned, collect email addresses, and to make sure that those who are visiting your site for the first time, you're being able to capture them with your lead magnet. So that's the feature box, and that's, as I mentioned, a really great way to be able to capture information. The next one we'll take a look at is the sticky bar. And I had mentioned that this is something that will appear at the top of your site, and you'll be able to select which specific pages you want it to show on. I had configured it previously to show up only on the blog pages. So for example, if you had like a book that was coming out or a special promotion, this is a great way to utilize that particular section of the site. So let's try this. So check out my latest book. Let's say this was just going to be a link, so this is just a little bit of HTML. I'm going to leave that blank just for the sake of this demonstration. And we'll go ahead and click Save. So now I should be able to jump over to a post, and we'll be able to see that sticky bar area, which will stick up at the top of the site. So again, it's a great way to capture people who are visiting your site for the first time. So if I jump back over to the tribe section, the settings section, and we'll see right here, if I ever wanted to change the color of how that appears, I'll be able to do that right here as well. So that's a great way to be able to customize the look and feel of that. So if you don't like the black and white and that's a little bit too in your face, you can change that really easily, and there you go. Alright, so we'll jump back over to the widget section. And that was the feature box we took a look at, and just now the sticky bar. There's also the end of post area, as well as the footer on the left side and the footer on the right. The end of the post area, if we're within a post, is going to be right here at the end. So for example, if you wanted to add in, you could add in a lead magnet. So if you wanted to, you could add in a feature box, or if you just had some text. Let's say you're getting ready to host an event. You could put your information in here, and we could save that. And at the end of a post, you'd have this little area here where you can place some extra information. You can add an advertisement, highlight one of your books, one of your products, and that's a great way to utilize that space as well. The last one we'll take a look at is just the footer on the left side and the footer on the right. So we're just going to go ahead and toss in a couple of sample pages. So let's do this one for fun. We'll make that 5 posts, and I'm just doing this for an example. Obviously, you'd be able to utilize these for anything that you want. Just jump back to the front end, and then down at our footer, you see we've got these 2 columns, and you can add as many different things down there. It's a great place also to add an about you, or different links to different things in your site. So again, it's a couple of different other areas within your that are widgetized that make it really simple and easy to customize. Okay, so the next thing we'll take a look at that gives you a pretty good idea in terms of how to customize and manage the widgets. We'll take a look at a couple of the menu options that you have within the tribe theme. So within the tribe theme, we have 2 different sets of menus. We've got the secondary menu and the primary menu. So I've just went ahead and I've just made this sample menu right here. So all I have to do, typically if I'm going to make a new menu, you just add over all those pages. You probably know how the actual menus, automatic menus work within WordPress, but I'll just use this one I've made for sample purposes. Go ahead and assign that to the primary menu, and then we'll go ahead and click Save. So then you see right here I've got this sample menu, and this does work with sub-menu items as well. So if you wanted to have some drop-down items, that's really easy to implement. So we'll save that. Go ahead and switch to the secondary menu, or to another menu, and we'll assign that to the secondary menu. And the secondary menu actually appears up top. So if you wanted to, if this just isn't quite enough space for you down here, then you wanted to have some extra menu items up here, you can add those as well. So we'll go ahead and remove that, click Save, and there you go. The last part we're going to take a look at are some of the shortcodes that you have available to you within the tribe theme. In essence, shortcodes are just little snippets that you can paste into your content to add some extra functionality to your site. So let's take a look at what those are. So the first ones we'll take a look at are the callout, the blue box, and the special box, which just enable you to highlight specific chunks of content within your site. So if you have, like for example, a promotion you're doing, or if there's a special or a product that you want to highlight, or just a chunk of text, the callout, the blue box, and the special box work really well. So let's grab the callout, for example. Let's say this is something really important. And when you're using a shortcode that contains content, you always want to make sure that you close it. You do a closing shortcode tag. So we'll go ahead and click Update, refresh the page, and just that simple, we've added in a nice little callout box. So the same exact concept applies to the blue box, just the fact that it's blue, and the special box as well. The nice thing about the special box is you can actually jump back over to the color section, which we had previously explored, and you can actually change that color right here to anything that you want. So those come in really handy, again, just to highlight different specific content within your site, whether you're doing specials or promotions, and that works great. So author is just a placeholder or a variable shortcode. So as long as you're pasting this within an article or within an actual page, that'll show their actual author name. If you want to do the same thing with a link to their archive page, you can do this one. If you want to do a link to the comments section on the page or post that somebody's on, you can simply and easily just paste that one in. Categories, date, again, these are all different variables which come in really handy and can save you some time. The next one we'll take a look at is the button. So if you're working on a post or a page and you really want to call someone to action, This comes in really handy. So let's say, for example, you just released a book, and at the end of your post or in the middle of your post, you want to encourage someone to buy it. Let's say let's do Amazon.com. My great book. Buy my book. Click update. Refresh, and just that easy, you've added a nice little call to action or a nice little button to your post. You can also, the nice thing about a number of these shortcodes is that you can actually add them to widgets. So let's say like at the end of your post you wanted to be able to, let's jump back over and copy that. You want to make sure you're adding that link to all your posts, you know, for a promotion or a special. Go ahead and click save. Refresh that, and just that easy, I've added at the end of all my posts, I've added this nice little button. So again, if you want them to join your newsletter or anything like that, sky's the limit. Makes it really easy to implement those different features. No extra coding required. So the next one we'll take a look at, which is really helpful for getting readers to engage with your content, is the share quote. So we'll go ahead and paste that in there, and we'll just save it with the example text provided. One other thing that comes in handy as well to note is that, for one, you can change the via, so that is, you know, who you want to reference in the tweet when it's being shared. But also, if we jump back to the tribe's theme setting sections, I'd mentioned earlier that you would want to enter in your Twitter handle, and that's where this comes in handy. So you'll want to make sure you enter that in, and that's the Twitter handle that'll be referenced by the share quote. So I think I've already updated that, but we'll do it again just for fun. Quick refresh. And this is a share quote. So it matches the theme color, and it's a great way to just highlight a quote. Again, if you want to quote Abraham Lincoln or someone famous, that works great, or someone else, or whoever you want to quote. Or you can just highlight a chunk of text or content within your own article. So if you have just a pithy saying or something you want to get people to remember, or you think that people would really want to share or tweet, it's a great way to do that. So again, not only does it kind of add to the look and feel or to the readability of your articles, you can also make them more likely that people will engage with them. So it comes in really handy for that as well. So beyond the share quote, we have popular articles. So if you wanted to be able to work in a list of some of your top posts, you can just paste in this short code with a note. This works really great on an about me page or something like that. You just paste this in here. You can change the number of posts, and that works again really well. You can add it at the end of a blog post or an about page, and that comes in handy in a lot of different places. So again, these are some more variables, so you can toss in the site name, year, and the last couple of ones which come in pretty handy are the logged in or not logged in shortcodes. So what you can do is you can actually take content and wrap it within the logged in tag, and what happens is it makes it so that only people who are logged into your site will be able to view that content. So if you have people who contribute, or if you have a membership section of your site, these can come in really handy as well. And with that, this will conclude our run through of the tribe theme. Hopefully this has just given you a quick idea of some of the features and functionality that are worked into the tribe theme, as well as to give you an idea as to how quick and easy you can get your site customized and up and running and ready for you to begin adding content. So if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, or if you have any feature requests, be sure to visit notablethemes.com. We would love to hear from you. Always looking to make sure that every theme that we provide is top-notch in quality, as well as the features and functionality that is built into it. So thanks so much again for joining us, and we will see you next time.